Everyone, and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble with your readings for November the 26th through December the 2nd. And this is for your sun, moon and rising. So if you know your moon and rising as well, check those videos out. All links, pertinent links, will be in the show more section below. This is a general reading, guys. So if you would like a personal reading, click on this link here. Also, check me out on Patreon. Patreon is a way to give back to creators, and actually I'm working on a book. So it would really help me if you could support me there. And if you would like to check that out, click on here. Okay, so without further ado, guys, I'm going to go straight to your readings. Hello, Virgo. This is definitely Mercury in retrograde, and I've just done your whole reading and it wasn't recording. It's a very typical thing of Virgo Mercury in retrograde. And so, you know, listen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over your horoscope again. I had been shuffling and I'd done all that, but here we go again. I'm just going to let you know I'm not well, Virgo, and so that's why you're not seeing me. I'm doing this from here so you don't have to look at my horrible swollen face. Lucky you. Okay, so Virgo, you have the Sun conjunct Jupiter in your house of home and roots and family and parents. And this is a beautiful energy. So I feel that everything's kind of centered around your home. Probably this week, having dinners with the family, having beautiful conversations. And I say that because Mercury is also moving in conjunct with the Sun and Jupiter. So this is a potential amazing, beautiful energy that you have going on. A really nice family kind of affair thing. And you know I want to start singing that song, It's a Family Affair. And I can't sing at the best of times, let alone now. Anyway, so now later on in the week, you've got Venus is opposing Uranus. And what does that mean? And it's going to be happening in your house of personal belongings and income. So there could be some kind of change in your income. You could look, but what's interesting about Uranus is it's very kind of surprising. It's sudden happening. So you could find a beautiful artifact to take home and beautify your home, perhaps. So you could sell one. It could be something like that. And then you have, later on, you've got Mercury moves into Scorpio. Now, it means that conversations are very deep. and it's communications. You might find something out about someone. And that's happening in your house of communication. So it's really interesting that that's happening. Now, also the next day, Venus moves into Scorpio too. Now, Scorpionic energy they're very sensitive. Scorpio is very sensitive. It's a water sign. It's very deep. There aren't any shallow relationships. It's all or nothing for Scorpio. It's very intense and deep, as I said before. So, it's when a planet moves into another sign, we really feel those kind of energies. So you've got two planets, one day and one the next, on Saturday and Sunday, moving into Scorpio. Now, what I would be very careful of is making sure that any texts or any emails that before you press send, you double check that you're sending it to the right person. Don't engage in gossip because somebody might find out. Feelings of holding on to resentments or being angry with someone and being resentful behind, secretively being resentful can come up. Feelings of envy and jealousy can rear its ugly head, you know. So anyway, deep feelings no matter what, and you could have the tendency to act from emotions, so just be aware of that. And then also, you know, to add insult to injury, if I may say so, you've got the sun squaring Mars in your house of home, so that happens on Sunday. Be careful, next Sunday that happens, so be careful, because that is the, you know, that makes you want to jump at someone and say something really cutting and hurtful, and, you know, attacking someone verbally. You react from emotions and rush and say things and rush to judgment during these times, and it can mean road rage, it can mean all that kind of thing, you know, but it's happening in your house of home and roots and family, so it's likely against your family. So just really think before you say anything, because, you know, you can't take words back, can you? And just, you know, bite your tongue and be aware of that. We all have to do that, actually. So anyway, the first card out for you, Virgo, is the King of Pentacles. Now, the King of Pentacles, I can't even say it, is all about abundance, darling. This is abundance. He loves luxury items. He loves artifacts. He's surrounded by luxury, but he's really worked hard for them. So when the King of Pentacles comes in, it's saying that look, nothing's going to be handed to you on a silver platter, and it's going to be about hard work. And clarifying it is the Ten of Air, which indicates the tough time is coming to an end for you. It's like you've had a really difficult time in the past, and this is all coming to an end, because tens are endings and they're also beginnings. So this is really it's like, don't worry, darling, things are changing for you, Virgo, and things are going to get better. And you have the High Priestess in the next position. Now, the High Priestess, you're getting the gift of intuition and psychic ability, and we all are, really. We're all getting that this week, particularly. Trust your intuition. Really go with your gut feeling this week. Be guided by it, because this is working very hard for you. When she comes up, when the High Priestess comes up in a reading, she's like saying she's giving you her powers, and she is making available all her knowledge and wisdom. Tap into it, darling. You know, it's like the Akashic records are available for you. And look, the next card we get is the Five of Earth. Now, what's really interesting is the Five of Earth is right next to the Six of Fire. The Five of Earth is deprivation. It's like not feeling like, maybe you don't feel like you have enough love. Maybe you don't feel like you have enough money or resources. Maybe you feel disillusioned. You're focused on what has not worked out. And look, that can be typical for you, because you look at the problem, you analyze. I analyze is your key word. So this is like looking for the problems in the situation, right? So this is really important, Virgo. Look at what has worked. Flip that coin and say, okay, look, I've come this far and I've done. It's so easy for us to berate ourselves and others about what hasn't been accomplished, as opposed to saying, you know what, I've done this, I've done that, and you know what, I have grown and I have come this far. So it's very important to look at your glass as half full as opposed to half empty, because I think right now you're focusing on what hasn't worked. And look, you've got it, when you do that, you've got the Six of Fire, which is celebration. Then you can celebrate, and this is really reminding you, look, this is you being celebrated. This isn't you celebrating. This is you being celebrated. It can be from the small, look, it's the ship, is your ship's in, you are getting the accolades for it. It can be as small as you're a really good, this is public recognition though. I mean, it can go all the way up to like the Academy Awards, or a simple thing at home with your child saying you're the best mum ever in front of everyone, or you're the best grandmother or grandfather, or, that's at the lowest scale, but this is definitely you being appreciated, perhaps in a it could even be your cooking or something like that, but your service is appreciated. And 6 is about service. That's interesting. Yes. Excuse me. So the next card you have is the Hanging Man, right? And it's coming right next to the Page of Swords. Someone is telling you, is going to kind of deliver a message in a way that's not palatable, and that you want to attack them. Remember how I said Mars is the sun is squaring Mars? This is it. This is the sun squaring Mars. Is somebody saying something to you, or you want to say something to them, and it's the truth as far as you're concerned, or as far as they're concerned, if they're the ones delivering it, or if you're delivering it. When the Page of Swords comes in, he delivers the truth, but he delivers it in such a way that it's cutting and it hurts, And you've got the Hanging Man right next to it, and look, he's hanging there. He's almost like in a yoga pose, right? And he's looking at the situation from a different perspective. He's changing his viewpoint on the situation. So this is what you need to do. If somebody's delivering you information that kind of hurts and is cutting, and it's like, oh, how dare you say that? If that's your reaction, it's like, take a moment, retreat, don't react, and say to yourself, okay, that was really, have your moment of, meltdown and bitterness, and then come out and say, okay, well, look, what part of that can I really need to look at this. It takes a while sometimes, because I do it myself. And sometimes it takes a while to get to that place where you're like, okay, what is, there might be something in there. It's really bothering me. What truth is in there? And what can I own, and what can I change? And that's the Hanging Man, looking at something from a different perspective, right? Now, if you're the one delivering it, it's like, ask yourself, does this person really need to know this truth? And if they do, maybe I can deliver it in a different way, right? Kinder and more compassionate. And yes, here you go. Right underneath, you've got the Page of Water, which is the deliverance of, this is a message of love. Look, if you're receiving the message, ultimately it's a message of love, because the Page of Swords does not mean to hurt you. Though it's the kind of message that isn't, the intention is not to hurt you. The intention is to help you move forward. So it's supposed to be a helpful piece of information, but it's not palatable, right? But you've got, this is a message of love. If you're delivering it, deliver it with love. Virgo, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it on your social media, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And remember that the more views you get on a video, so if you share it more, it really helps. You go further up the line, and your videos are recorded first. So thank you so much. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.